Last time we discussed that Smash Bros was a great way to shed some light into the more obscure parts of Nintendo's history. Today, we're going to explore the way this franchise shed some light into Samus' true identity. On Smash Bros Brawl, Metroid finally got another member to represent the franchise. While not completely being a new character, we got the chance to control the faster, more agile version of Samus, also known as Zero Suit Samus within the Smash games. This version of Samus became official in Metroid Zero Mission, the remake of the original Metroid, after having 5 different incarnations in the previous games, and the fact that this new appearance was created later is reflected on All-Star mode. Samus appears on the 1984 through 1986 era, since the original Metroid came out in 1986 in Japan and 1 year later in the US, while Zero Suit Samus appears in the 2001 through 2006 era, as Zero Mission introduced the look in 2004. Zero Suit Samus first appeared in Smash with her design from Metroid Zero Mission. However, in Smash Bros 4, Samus is using her design from Metroid Other M to match the one her Varia suit self was wearing. And just like her armor counterpart, Zero Suit Samus' alternate colors also pay homage to the character's multiple looks that she had in the previous games. Let's get the green one out of the way first, considering that we already know this was made to match the Varia suit green color and never made an appearance on another Metroid game. Her pink alternative look is obviously referencing her original outfit at the ending of Metroid for the NES, also commonly known as Justin Bailey. While the Smash version sadly does not have a matching green hair, the pink colors do match the one seen on the NES Classic. Following, we have Metroid 2 Return of Samus being represented by the white Zero Suit in Smash, matching the monochrome colors from the Game Boy. This outfit colors could also be taken from her white outfit from the Japanese endings of Metroid Fusion, which depicts young Samus as she lived with Choso. The black colors pay homage to her space bikini seen at the end of Super Metroid, which is probably one of her famous incarnations. And then we have the ever so popular shorts in 2 flavors. The blue shorts are the exact outfit she wore in the ending of Metroid Fusion, at least the American version, and the orange shorts were taken from the multiple endings in Metroid Zero Mission. Lastly, leaving the dark blue Zero Suit, which in Brawl was tied to the Fusion Suit alt of Armored Samus, which could be referencing the darker tone of her shorts in that game. But in Smash 4, this suit seems to be taking more from her darker blue Zero Suit from the ending of Metroid Prime 2, as well as Metroid Prime Hunters. A difference from her armor counterpart, Zero Suit Samus is indeed one of the fastest and probably most agile fighters in the game, making her perfect for more of a run-in attacker that has to constantly dodge incoming attacks, considering that she's weaker. This actually makes a great translation of how her gameplay section in Metroid Zero Mission worked, having Zero Suit Samus run from space pirates while avoiding their attacks, making her seem all the more agile. While Zero Suit can still dish out a lot of pain to her opponents, she's also equipped with a paralyzer to help her stop them for a brief moment. While the weapon itself only throws space pirates when fully charged, in Smash you can deal smaller shots in the battlefield. Samus has many mobility advantages over her opponents. She can wall jump like she did in Zero Mission, as well as crawl like she needed to in the Chosodia tunnels. The whole crawling aspect of Zero Suit Samus is almost like a joke, since she was always meant to crawl, but due to the limitations of the NES, and considering that Metroid was one of the first games released on the console, the developers made her roll into the iconic Morph Ball, while Zero Suit Samus is able to crawl in the tunnels like she was always meant to. While Zero Suit also didn't fight hand to hand like in Smash, it is also worth noting that she does share a couple of moves with her armored version. Both of their forward tilts have them doing a roundhouse kick. Their back air is an aerial back kick, and both of them have a similar dash attack. It is also worth noting that both grab items with their left hand, and that one of Zero Suit's idle animations is her checking her paralyzer, like Varia Suit Samus did with her arm cannon. This drives the feeling of both characters actually being the same person, which is what they are. Part of the fun aspect of Zero Suit Samus in Smash is that the developers took some liberties in her fighting style. While most people dislike the jet boots since they never made an appearance on any Metroid game, not many complain that her paralyzer turned into a whip, considering that never really happened in any game. For me, it was always more like if Samus brought a little bit of her armor with her to fight. The jet boots could be a modified version of the space jump or the high jump boots for her Zero Suit, while the whip came from adding the grapple beam onto her weapon. The designers also took some smaller liberties with Zero Suit Samus' look. While it was meant to resemble her appearance in Other M, her hair looks more like the one she had in Zero Mission or Prime 3. Her paralyzer got a little bit of a redesign, and also her eyes returned to be blue as opposed to the Other M when they were green. It is also worth mentioning that Samus is not voiced by either Jennifer Hale, who voiced her in the Metroid Prime trilogy, or Jessica Martin, who voiced her in Metroid Other M, but instead she is voiced by Alicia Glidewell, who is also the voice for Carmelita Fox in the Sly Cooper games, Alma Wei from Fear, Crystal from Star Fox Assault, and Chell from Portal. While Zero Suit Samus also shares the same victory fanfare as her armored counterpart, none of her victory poses are taken from any previous game. One pose, however, might look a lot like one of her figures. The victory pose that has Samus jumping finishes off with a pose that might resemble the pose of the Eugene Zero Suit Samus figure that was only released in Japan. One last thing worth noting is that the pose seen on the character select screen in Smash 4 looks a lot like the piece of artwork from Metroid Zero Mission, only that flipped horizontally. We finally covered how Samus' history is translated into Smash, but we're still missing some other Metro related content that was brought onto the game. So next time we return, we will be taking a look at how the stages show some of the many dark places that Samus visits in her missions.